Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to try to bale up this one little acre of Bahia grass using the Ford 3000 and the New Holland 273 baler. Y'all come on. Alright, if you go back in the videos to last video, I believe it is, we cut this using our hay cutter with the Massey Ferguson 245, and that was literally 28 hours ago. Now this course is going to be out in a couple of weeks, but time frame wise, it's hot here in Florida. Look at this. I cut that, it's thick, 28 hours ago. It's already browned up, ready to be baled. That's how hot it is right here in Florida right now. So this is 1 acre. I'm wanting to get this up. I want to get a count on how many I'm going to get, because we're going to do something in the future with this 1 acre to see if we can increase our yield on how many bales we get off of a cutting anyway. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get to baling. Just going to be a short baling video, but y'all come on. Of course, we're using the Ford 3000. It's been a great tractor. Y'all go back through the videos, y'all can see a lot on this tractor. And my $100 square baler. Picked this up from Mr. Patrick up in Lower Alabama. Took a lot to get going, but she's been doing great for us. And sitting in the cow pasture for 25 years. If you're new to the channel, go back and watch some of these videos. Alright, we're gonna get on this thing and get started. we are done. And man, it is hot. So I don't know exactly how many I got. I got to get me a counter for my baler. So I'll count them as we load them up here in a little bit. But I don't think I'm going to be up to 54 like I normally am at the end of season. We're just mid-season, but it's going to be close. I think it's going to be within 5 or 10 bales, which is going to be a good baseline data for what we're going to do. So I told you in the last video, but what my plans are on this particular field is to let it start growing back, and then I want to come in with that DEF fluid, the DEF fluid, and I'm going to spray it with a higher ratio, and then let it grow, and then come back and bale it again and see how many more bales we get, or less bales, or what, vice versa, off the DEF fluid. See if it makes it thicker, hardier, whatever, you know. I just want to see. I just want to test it out, see. And this would be a good little 1 acre spot to do it in. But the Ford 3000 did good, and very proud of that tractor. The baler did good. I baled up all these. Didn't even have the first mistie. I'm super happy with that baler. So we're gonna get this mess loaded up and get it put under the barn. Go put stuff away. And I got to go find some water, shower, or something, because it is hot. I got to go cool off a little bit. So anyway, let's get this mess loaded up, and I'll be back in with a final total here in just a little bit. All right, so as I thought, we're about 6 or 7 short than what we are normally at the end of the year. And as I say, we do this at the end of every year. Here we are at about the middle of the season, but it was 47 bales right there on the trailer, and we normally get anywhere from 52 to 54, so it's not too bad for middle of the year. Now, like I say, we're gonna come back and we're gonna do a little test plot with this, with the DEF fluid, and see how thick we can get it to grow. So with that being said, I think we actually got done in just the amount of time. It looks like it's fixing to go to raining here in about 30 minutes. Just enough time to get this up to the barn and unloaded. So with that being said, I really do appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We'll see y'all in the next video.